So there's this one question I've always gotten for the past few years, and the question is Algebra 2 hard? Well, it really depends. Really depends. Now, if you're a person taking, I think it's hard compared to a person whose whose math skills aren't usually met during the school they're in. For example, if you're in your freshman year and you're taking pre-algebra, then probably algebra 2 would be advanced for you. But if you're like me who's in college and taking calculus and stuff, then algebra 2 is pretty much no problem to deal with. Now, this is my book from Algebra 2 book that I had in high school. It's Apprentice Hall Mathematics. This is one of my favorite editions. And I really love this book. I mean, it has so many great examples. I recommend anyone being homeschooled or something, they should use this math book. I even recommend for schools to purchase the Apprentice Hall Mathematics, not just the Algebra 2 book. Um, what I suggest for any student coming out of geometry, like any student entering their sophomore or junior year and they're about to take sophomore year, I highly suggest that they sort of go back and review all the skills they learned in algebra you learned in algebra 1, because algebra 2 is basically algebra 1 all over again, except you're dealing with some more in-depth advanced problems. And then there's a couple of new stuff you'll learn, like you're going to be introduced to conic sections. There's going to be 2 units of trigonometry. Um, you're going to get more into exponential and logarithmic functions, and you're gonna you're probably gonna your opinion on matrices is probably gonna change. I'm gonna be honest. If you thought matrices were the easiest thing, then wait till you take algebra 2, and then you're gonna find out that matrices are a nightmare. But don't worry, you can still do it. People think just because something's hard doesn't mean they can do it. You can still do it. It's just you have to put a little bit more effort in algebra 2 than you did in algebra 1. What I recommend any of you doing, I recommend that you look back on you review your geometry. The only thing you'll really take with you in geometry to algebra 2 is trigonometry, and that's if you did trigonometry in geometry. If you didn't do trigonometry at all in geometry, then you're pretty much not taking anything with you, um, but your algebra 1 skills. So review trigonometry. I suggest, um, I mean, you have tools of algebra, linear systems. I think probably the most challenging subject, in my opinion, review in algebra 1. Make sure you're pretty solid on quadratic equations and polynomials. Make sure you're solid on those before you start before you take algebra 2. So when you do take algebra 2 and you're dealing with the quadratic functions and the polynomials, you'll have a good idea what you're going to be doing. And then there's some new stuff you're going to see in algebra 2, like the cubic functions. Those are going to come. Or sometimes cubic functions, they don't come until college algebra. So it depends on the school, but college algebra, aka algebra 3, they call it. So yeah. So yeah, out of 10, I'd give the difficulty of algebra 2. It's pretty hard. It's just this is a tough one for me to answer. When I was in my junior year and I took this, I probably would have given this a 6 or 7 maybe, but now I probably give it a 4 or 5. Because you might think Algebra 2 is hard now, but wait till you get to harder classes after that. What I realize now, Algebra 2 was pretty much the beginning of math. That's my opinion. So, good luck to you. Good night.